A new law in India targets evangelism and online religious speech. The Freedom of Religion Amendment, recently passed by the Uttarakhand State Assembly, raises serious concerns about religious freedom. This new law prohibits promoting or inciting religious conversion, offending religious sentiments, and glorifying other religions. Many Christians believe the law is specifically aimed at them and threatens their efforts to share the gospel in India.
India Christian persecution, church attacks, and anti-conversion laws. In 2025, persecution of Christians in India has continued to escalate, reflected in rising violence, legal harassment, and attacks on churches and worshippers. Civil society monitoring groups documented at least 334 verified incidents targeting Christians nationwide through July, including mob assaults, police inaction, and custodial mistreatment of pastors and faith workers. Source: feonline.org. Physical violence against Christians remains alarmingly high, with hundreds of attacks recorded in states such as Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh, and incidents averaging approximately 2 per day in the first half of the year according to United Christian Forum data. RVA reports also describe church vandalism and assaults on clergy, contributing to insecurity among Christian communities. Source: Morning Star News. A major driver of this persecution is the broad use and expansion of anti-conversion laws in multiple states. These laws, framed to prevent forced conversions, have been used to file criminal cases against Christians, including recent furs under Rajasthan's 2025 anti-conversion legislation and detentions in Chhattisgarh on conversion charges. Critics say vague definitions and heavy penalties, including potential life imprisonment and fines, create a climate where even peaceful evangelism or community service can attract legal action and embolden extremist attacks. Source: Christian.org.uk. Churches have been vandalized or surrounded by hostile groups after anti-conversion bills passed in some states, and Christian leaders report that enforcement of these laws often leads to arrests, false accusations, and social exclusion. Source: www.christiandaily.com. The situation has drawn international attention, with discussions in forums like the European Parliament highlighting escalating violence and discrimination against religious minorities in South Asia. Source: ADF International.
Brian Orm, the president and CEO of Global Christian Relief, is an organization that operates in India. They've expressed concerns about the implications of this legislation. Okay, Brian, 12 Indian states, including Uttarakhand, have strict anti-conversion laws, this in the world's largest democracy. So what prompted the state assembly there to pass even greater restrictions focusing on digital platforms?
Yeah, it is alarming, and I would say it's definitely one of the most restrictive laws we've seen, and it's precedent setting, but it's definitely an act, we believe, by the Hindu Nationalist Party to more strictly target Christians and weaponize these amendments to restrict minority of faith and to, again, lift up the Hindu Nationalist Party.
Well, there must have been a lot of gains online in winning people to Christ. Is it specifically targeting Christians?
It's targeting anyone who speaks out on to convert or share their faith, but these new developments, and I've got the amendment right here in my hands, the new amendments to it extend online for anyone who basically speaks about their faith or touts one faith over the other, but it's very difficult to pin down exactly what that means. And so it could mean anything from sharing your testimony, sharing a Bible verse, talking about your own faith could be seen as heralding yours better than others, and you could be arrested without any other proof beyond that. And so we have our partners on the ground who are already talking to pastors, and they're scrubbing their YouTube channels, they're pulling down social media, and many of them are even contemplating whether they need to leave the state.
Well, it's normal for Christians to share their faith, and in sharing their faith, you tell the benefits of what Jesus has meant to you as you've been transformed and changed. I mean, is that being targeted?
It is. In fact, the amendment expands language. It makes it more vague, but it includes like any kind of like easy life that you're giving them, any kind of benefits whatsoever. So it could even be like giving a meal to someone who's hungry in the name of Christ, or even just giving a meal at all. But being a Christian organization could put you at risk completely for forced conversion. So there's all of these pieces that are making it very difficult for the Christian community to live, to express their faith, to talk about what God's doing in their lives without the fear of the repercussions of being arrested and detained. And it is one of those things where in India, through this law, you are guilty until proven innocent, not innocent until proven guilty.
Conclusion summary. In 2025, Christians in India face a combination of targeted violence, church attacks, and increasing legal persecution under anti-conversion laws, contributing to fear and systemic challenges for religious freedom across several states.